everyone. Welcome to Pillow Talk Unplugged for another episode, which tonight is going to be a great show. So, did you ever wonder what happens when your body is under stress? Let me tell you, it can cause so many different things to happen, even things that are lying dormant, to finally show up and then cause lifetime of problems. Some issues can be long term, some can be short term. Well, today I have a guest, which she is located in Richmond, and tonight's episode, I do have to warn you guys, it's going to be a short segment only because my guest is expecting a baby and she's very close to her due date. So I don't want to have her on for too long, but she did agree to come on and show a little bit and tell a little bit of her story of how a life tragedy turned into a tragic situation with her skin condition, which lied dormant and took completely over. And it was just a devastating trial. So we're going to hear about it tonight. All right. So I'm going to bring on Ming from Richmond, Virginia. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am the owner of Sachet Essence and I am located in downtown Hampton. So if you're ever needing any spa services, anything from waxing down to even a meditation, I cover it all. You can go right on my website, www.sachetessence.com, where you can book all of your services. So let's not take any more time, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce Miss Ming.
Hi.
Hello. All right. Well, tonight our services is a little bit delayed, so we're going to try to get through it as much as we can. So please, I ask that everyone bear with us. Ming, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You sound good.
Okay, great. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, I'm a full-time loctician here in Richmond, Virginia. I'm currently in my salon, so salon background. But I do locks full-time. I've been doing it for about 10 years here in Richmond, and I also own a thrift store. So those are the two things that I do currently.
Oh, that is so nice. And I do love a thrift store because if you don't know, you can find some interesting things in a thrift store. People are really fashionable in a shopping at a thrift store. So don't sleep on a thrift shop.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight episode, we are talking about a tragic situation that happened to you that caused a skin condition that you didn't even know that you had. It seemed like it was lying dormant almost. And so because it lied dormant, it showed up when your body was under the most stress.
Mhm.
So let's talk about it. So what happened during that time? Why, before you realized that you had the skin issue, before it actually approached, what happened before then?
So last year, March, I experienced a house fire. It was very tragic and very stressful because my mother was involved. So with the house fire, I was under a lot of stress, going back and forth to the hospital and checking on her, and just the news with her wasn't very good. So that put me in like a very stressful state on top of being homeless and not, you know, the help that you would think you would get if you had fire. So that whole March going into April was just complete stress daily, trying to see if mom's going to be okay, trying to see where we're going to live now and everything that's going on. I have bills, I have the business, I can't open because I'm not in a place to work, you know. So it was very stressful. So about in April, that's when my face started to break out. And it started with like little pimples here. But beforehand, I'm plant based. I don't have any skin issues. My skin is always clear and fresh and clean looking. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting little pimples here and there. It's not too bad. But then
Mhm.
weeks later, it's like my whole entire face just went crazy with just like this insane amount of acne. And it was just over and over and over, just bumps and bumps and bumps. And I had clear skin from like
Mhm.
14 years old till now. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is too much. there's no way my skin was doing it. But I was under so much stress, my skin.
Okay. So Ming, we're having a little tough time hearing you, but I'm going to try to work through. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. It's probably my service. This area is it's a dead zone.
Okay. So you said that you were under a lot of stress because you had to check on um which your mother was in the fire with you. You were also homeless on top of that. And
Yes,
then being homeless, you also had other things. So did you have the stress of like how did you manage for your businesses and stuff during this time?
I was not open for business, so that was another stressful factor because I had clients. I had to let everybody know, like I just had a fire. I don't know when I'm going to reopen, and then people not reacting the way I thought because I had a lot of people upset that
Mm,
they're done. But I'm like, I'm in a tragedy. I am not thinking about your hair.
right. I could understand.
So,
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
so that was just really like on my brain, and my skin just went crazy.
Oh. So when did you first have your initial breakout? Like after was it during the time or after, during the time of the tragedy when you're trying to get everything together or did it just happen afterwards?
It happened like okay, so the fire was March. My face started to break out. Um, like the second week of April was the first week I started to see things on my face, and then I'm like, okay, start away, and it was like clusters, clusters, just on my face and on my cheeks and my chin. It was everywhere, and I'm like, is this hormonal acne? Okay, maybe it's my age, and no, it was just complete stress. Just made my skin go crazy.
Okay. So that's where I'm trying to understand because with the stress, you think your body, because now you're expecting a baby, you would think that your body is more hormonal because you're expecting a baby. But because of the stress of what you had to go through, that is what brought on the acne that lied dormant. So, when you first initially got the reaction, did you try to take anything for it or did you try to get anything done to help kind of control it?
Yeah, I tried a few skincare lines like Curology and some other brand I can't think of. But I was just trying different things and nothing worked. Like nothing. It wasn't until I actually I had to come out of the stress and start to, go back to my normal life and doing hair and my daily activities for my skin to actually stop breaking out.
Oh, okay. So with your plant, because I remember you saying that you were plant based. So did you have to go back? Were you plant based the entire time during the tragedy, or did you change your diet during the time because of maybe the limitations you had?
I did change a little bit. I did start doing more dairy, but I was already having a little bit of dairy beforehand. But even when I went back to cutting the dairy out, it still didn't help my skin. My skin was still just constantly creating clusters, and they were painful, just
Oh,
big clusters and just pimples just all over. It was. I don't have pictures, but my skin looked crazy.
wow. Okay. So initially, so you said that you had dairy, and I know that sometimes dairy can really affect a lot of things in your body, which I've noticed for me as a woman, I try to limit the dairy that I have because of what it can do for me on a month to month basis. So I try not to have too much dairy. So with you being plant based and when you decided after this tragedy and you may have changed some of your eating habits, do you think that may have caused the acne to actually take place? And like it was an add-on to besides the stress, do you think eating outside of what you normally eat in a plant-based diet, did that have anything to do with the
I
changes in your skin?
I would say it I would agree with that and say it was that.
Hmm.
if me stopping the dairy changed my skin. When I stopped
Oh,
the dairy, my skin still created just as much as when I was dairy. Okay, so that's not
okay.
it.
Okay. So basically, you were going down the line of things to try and see what basically caused it.
Yeah,
If
I was
that was,
yeah, I was trying to figure out like, okay,
mhm.
is I stopped doing this, stopped using this product, I stopped washing my face. Yeah, it was like a whole 6 to 9 month trial and error. I think my face, I think I was having those breakouts on my face for about 6 to 9 months straight.
Wow. So did it affect like your confidence or your self-esteem? Did you feel any different?
Yes, because I'm like, I have gone years. I haven't had acne since 8th grade. Seventh, 8th grade acne. I haven't gone years, and now I just look like a crater face to where people that normally see me, like my clients, they see me, but then they're like, "Oh, your skin,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah." My skin, it was my skin. It was so bad. It was so.
Oh,
I looked. It was bad.
wow. So now that so after you decided after you really initially understood the actual problem and you said, okay, now I feel like because of this tragedy that I had, this is why I have the skin issue. What are some of the steps that you did take? Did you have to do any like expensive treatments? Did you try any dermatologist?
Yeah, I did find a dermatologist. And then with the dermatologist, and I do believe that did help with just my body creating the acne because she gave me a medication which was the internal part of it, and that was to stop the breakouts from the inside. I didn't complete the medication, but I did. She gave me about 60 days. I did about 45 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then I stopped it. And
Mm-hmm.
gave me some medicated face wash, and I used that with a cream that she gave me. So I used that for about a month. So altogether, it was roughly 2 months. Excuse me, of the treatment that the dermatologist gave me that slowed it down. It didn't
Okay.
stop it, but it just kept me from having like the clusters. And
Okay.
I mean, like I have a pimple here, and then there's one once it goes down a little bit, there's another one right on top of it, right next to it, right under it, right over it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it stopped the clusters.
Okay.
Yeah, from the treatment that I did with her.
Okay. Did you buy into a lot of products to kind of try and manage the acne?
No, I didn't really use anything at all because I just didn't want to add to the problem. So I didn't go out and grab a whole bunch of things to use to put on my face. I just pretty much used what the dermatologist gave me. And then I did go back to trying Curology for a while. That didn't stop it, but it just helped slow it down. I don't think anything completely stopped it until I just stopped the stress. So that
Okay.
did try, just slowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, my skin was so bad, I was okay with it slowing it down. I was like, okay, well, I'm okay with 12 pimples on my forehead, 12 on my cheek, 12 on the other cheek. Can you imagine how much acne you have to settle for that amount? Like it,
Right.
it was crazy.
Right, right. Okay. So that definitely really would put a person in a different mindset from not having acne to all of a sudden having it. It's like it almost was like lying dormant for a chance to say, "Yes, I'm breaking through." And here's my opportunity, right?
Like, okay, you're focused on this. I'm gonna focus on your face.
Right. Okay. That is something I'm so okay. So, first, I would like to say I'm happy that you guys, everything worked out, that you got through the fire. And that is something I've never want to experience. And I'm so happy that you're here to share this story with us today.
Yeah.
So, with I just have a question. So with the acne, how many times were you seeing your dermatologist? Was
I
it like every week?
just saw her twice. So the first visit was the initial consultation in where she evaluated my skin and she gave me the prescription. And then the next visit was just one follow up. I was supposed to have one more appointment that I missed, but honestly, it was because my face, I was just so happy that my face was slowing down, creating the acne, that I didn't mind not going back, you know? 'Cause I was like, well, it's not over, but that is what, because I felt like a whole nother person with this just sheen of acne over my face.
So that's what I wanted to ask you. How did you feel on a day-to-day basis? Like, were you out and about? Did you stop going into public places? Did you stop socializing? Like, how did that affect you, your
Well,
everyday life?
I didn't stop going out and socializing. I just felt ugly doing it. Like
Oh,
I did normally. Oh, and another thing, I would hide behind the masks because the mask helped them not see so much of the acne.
okay.
I
Yeah.
did when I was at work because I was just so sick of my clients saying, "Oh my, well, that's going, you just not even smooth it over." Like I it look bad, but they'll be like, "Oh my god, Ming, your skin," and I'm like, "Oh my god, one can see it." But that's because they were just so used to me having nice, clear, smooth skin to just having moon face. I don't even know what to call it. Crater. I don't know what nickname. I had a whole bunch of
Right. I'm telling you. So excuse me for our signal. Again, it's still a little bit choppy, but we're going to try to get through it as much as we can. So, um can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. It's probably just my service.
Okay, but it's okay. We'll work through it. I appreciate you even being on the show tonight. So, when you said that you didn't feel comfortable in your skin, did that affect anything else around you? Did it affect anything with like your personal relationships because of that? Did you see a change in how people interact with you?
No, there was no change, and I didn't react differently. I just wanted my skin to get better. Like I'm not gonna lie, I did have a few breakdowns where I would just cry, like, "Oh my god, my face!" But um, I just wanted to clear my skin up because in my mind, I knew like, okay, you don't normally have acne, and it's been years that you never had acne, and most I would get was like period, like when your cycle is about to come, you get a little bump. That's
Right, right,
most. So as long as I had that in mind, like, okay, well, this is not my skin all the time. I already
right,
like I have to do something to get my skin back to where it was. I didn't
right.
know what I was going to do, but I was willing to do anything.
Right. I understand. And that to me, with these things that just come about and they just show up, it just makes you uncomfortable because you're not seeing it on a daily basis. I've remembered when I went through my own personal body stressor where I caught the flu, and the flu ended up giving me acid reflux. I've never experienced that. And I've lost tons of weight. And it was just like the worst 5 to 6 months of my life because I couldn't understand what was going on. So I definitely, it took a real toll on me.
Mm-hmm.
I have Hi, Thomas. Thank you for joining in. So, I just, sometimes I want to remind people that sometimes when these things come about, try to go in and do research and try to look and see what are the things that are causing your body to change because our body is our vessel. And it tells us if you listen to yourself and listen to your body, it will tell us things. So then your body was telling you, hey, I'm under a lot of stress and you need to slow down because now I'm trying. It's like a fight or flight with your body and it's going against itself. So you're trying to, get past certain things and then you're trying to figure out what to do. Did you ever? Oh, I have another. Hey, Cahelia, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. And she said YouTube it. Yeah. Did you ever, that's another thing. Did you ever think to like, now we have TikTok, YouTube, many different forms of like social media, Instagram. Did you ever think to resort to those platforms to kind of try and help you get through your skin disorder
Yeah,
at that
I
time?
looked up different things like on Instagram and like new skincare regimens, but at the time I didn't have the money to go dive into someone's skincare regimen that they created at home. You get
Oh,
what- so
right.
did get on a level where I could actually go see a dermatologist. That's the only thing I went with because everything else, it was just me trying things in between that didn't work. And I didn't have money for that. You know, I just had a fire. I ain't got money, nothing. So I was like, I can't
Right, right.
some natural little food regimens or whatever. Like I tried a baking soda and lemon scrub. That didn't work. It's like everything made it worse because that wasn't the issue. The issue was just me being in a complete state of stress and my body able to just regularly function.
So when did you start really seeing like after everything start to clear up and you start to get back a balance in life, did you then start to see, because right now your skin is clear, did
Yeah,
you start to see everything start to kind of your skin is reacting to you settling down? Now it's like, oh, I'm getting past the storm.
yeah. Okay, so once I moved and we got a new, I started to go back to work and started getting into my old regimen and my mom came out of the hospital. Once all of that to where I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't have to be in fight or flight mode." That happened. I was like, "Okay, well now I can settle down and actually just focus on getting back to my regular regimen." So once I started my regular regimen, that's when at okay, so it wasn't exactly a 1 year anniversary, but the because it was December, and so that January before the anniversary, like the January before it would have made it 1 year, that's when
Mhm.
it completely just cleared up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
once I told myself like, okay, you're not in that situation anymore. Your mom's out. She's not perfect, but she's better.
Right.
Start on living again. So once I got out of that mode and just started to live again, that's when my face was like, I'll clear up for you now. So it went from little bumps here and there to
Mhm.
like none at all. So once I got to none at all, I was like, yes, thank you. Oh my God. My face.
It went back to normal. So, okay. And Tamara said, understood. Hey, Tamara, that's my girl. So after you realize, okay, so that's another thing. So when you said that your mother, seeing your mother at that very vulnerable moment, and having the unknown of maybe of her outcome of what would happen after the situation with the fire, do you think that also played a part? Did you feel that played a major part in your
Yeah,
stress?
yeah. Because they went from saying she had smoke inhalation to, oh, she's dying. And we
Wow.
need to put her on hospital. Well, not even, they just basically said she's dying because she's in a bad state. Her kidneys started to fail because of the treatment and all. It was just crazy. So
Mm.
imagine just having a house fire. Now you considering I might have to bury my mom.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that just made it like 10 times worse. Cause I'm like, hold on. How am I supposed to do? So my face was just everything that I was going through. Yeah, that was a lot of stress, Jonathan. Yes. That was just on my face because it's like, okay, we had a house fire. We almost didn't get my mom out of the house. We all almost died in there, pretty much, because we tried to get her in a wheelchair. She fell. So once she fell, there became a struggle of trying to get her home and bring her out of the house versus at the wheelchair. So we most of the time, no one would help us. Our boards we got help. So once we realized we didn't have help, it was like, oh,
Right.
wait a minute, we could really die in here.
Right.
So just the whole situation all together. On top of that, her kids starting to and then I say God. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
Yeah, it was bad.
That must have been a real tragedy. Now,
Mm,
like I said, we are. If anyone is can barely hear, please let me know in the chat. If it sounds choppy to you, maybe it's just me because my signal tend to have issues on my end too. But yeah, just got a from Jonathan. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Jonathan. Um, he also said that wow, that's a lot of stress. It was definitely a lot of stress for you, and for the fact that the stress itself took so much of a toll on you that it reacted in on the outside.
yeah,
So this time it wasn't like an internal stress, it became an out, like it was an outlet kind of stress. It was on the outside, so it
right.
was visible. And then because it was visible, a lot of people, your clients, people that are seeing you every month or how often that they come to you for services, they're even starting to take a notice to it. Did
Yeah.
anyone indicate to you or say anything about you being under stress during that time?
No, they just were letting me know. I can't. I don't even really remember. I just know they could tell.
They,
They at me and they're like, "Oh my God, your skin," and I'm like, "I know." Like I've been breaking out like this since the fire.
right,
If
right,
if some of them said something, I probably erased it from my mind, but they probably did say something like, "Oh, it's been stress," or they would say, "Well, look what you've been through. I can imagine," or something like that.
right. Because I mean, that is a lot to take on,
Yeah,
especially, with a parent that you felt that you could almost lose. I
yeah.
could imagine how devastating that would have felt for you.
The fire, it was big. It was on the news and everything. It was a lot. And then a lot of my clients, they found out about it from watching the news. I didn't even have to tell them. They were watching news and then they were like, "Oh my God, that was your house?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they like, "What?" Because they see how bad it was.
Right. Wow. That is something. And like I said, to have endured that and then still have the strength to talk about it today, that's amazing. So I have one more question to ask you. In a sense of now that you are expecting
Uh,
and you're so close to your due date,
yeah.
did you notice any changes in your skin from the pregnancy?
Well, the pregnancy, I will say, my pumpkin has gave me a glow. I've been so I haven't had any skin problems being pregnant. Like my
Okay.
It's so much softer. It's I guess is the circulation from the baby. I don't know what it is, but my skin has been, like I haven't had any the most I would get is maybe some dryness, excuse me, from if I washed my face, but other than that, my skin has been great being pregnant. And I'm hoping I can still have some pregnancy skin even after.
Right. So that's where I wanted to kind of point out when your body is going through something that is tragic and it's not a good thing, look how your body reacted to a not so good thing.
Exactly.
But then now that you're pregnant and you're so happy and this is like a blissful moment, your skin did not react.
Oh
Your
my
skin actually did something different. So that's mainly what I gear towards when I say when your body is under stress, it can cause a lot of things. It can make you, it almost mentally take a toll on you.
because even though
Hmm.
even when I wash my face and I'll forget to like put lotion on or I'll forget to do anything to my face and I just come to work. They're just like, "Oh my God, you're glowing. You look so beautiful." And I'm like, "See, that's that natural baby glow that you're getting me."
Right.
I did not a year ago because I think March this year made a year since the fire. Last year, my skin was nowhere near baby glow.
Right.
Was on ogre then. 'Cause
Not ogre. I'm not laughing. It's just the
I
fact
can't,
that
no, I can't find pictures. I really want y'all to see like how bad it was. Like even looking in pictures, I'm like, oh my God, who was that? My skin
right,
looked
right. And did you feel so at that time when you actually was looking back at yourself and you said that you had moments where you were crying, did you feel like empty or did you feel like this will never go away? Did you feel like it was just like a never ending story
so
with your skin?
it didn't feel cute. Now because I went from having skin like this to having teenage acne. So I was
Right.
just not cute. Like I was already in a state of happiness because the fire was over and I was back
Right.
on and my mom's good. So I'm happy. I'm good. And I'm back to doing hair. So I was happy, but I just didn't feel cute. And I'm like, this is really messed like putting makeup over skin like that. No. It-
So that so let's talk about that. When you decided that, because I wanted to know like what things did you use to actually kind of like disguise the acne?
no, I
what
didn't
did you do? Mhm.
I did like I said, when I started coming back to work and doing hair, I tried to put makeup over it, but putting makeup over it made it look worse. Cause
Oh,
it's like you got makeup on and you got that badass skin underneath. So I makeup on. I said, no, this is making it worse. So I go barefaced. But you know what? It gave me a sense of this is how I look. Y'all gonna have to deal with it because I don't like it and I can't just peel my skin off. But
right.
I rather look like this than to try to cover it up. And I'm looking like a clown, a crater face clown.
Trying to fix it.
So I was like, you know what? No, I'm just have to be real about this. My skin is messed up right now, y'all. And this is how it's gonna be until I figure something out. Because honestly, it was kind of like a mind over matter. Like I knew you had clear skin. You had clear skin. It's not
Mhm.
like you had skin problems. So I kept that in the back of my mind, like, well, maybe if I just get back my clear skin, I'll be fine. So I just kept mentally telling myself, like, you had clear skin. So it's not like you can't get it back.
Right.
I'm not sure if you do that. Maybe not somebody that had acne for like years on end. It will
Mhm.
probably be a thought process for them. But I had old pictures of glowy moments where I had to reference, like, no, you need to get your face back to this. We don't know how, but go back to that. That's what I told myself. And I just came outside. But I mean, I wore the mask because I was kind of taken back by people doing the, oh my God, your skin. You used to have, I was sick of hearing that part. So I would kind of, cover it up a little bit. But then after a while, I was like, listen, I can't do nothing about it. This is my skin.
Right. So after you have come to terms to just understand that this is who I am, so even if you did get like a permanent like outlook of it, if it became permanent, were you ready to just say, you know what, this is something that I'm dealing with? Or did you want to go further into paying into like dermatologists and different doctors? Were you ready to take that journey to keep looking for options to get rid of the acne itself?
No, I'll say I just didn't accept having that type of skin. I just was like, no, you cannot stay.
Right.
You're not staying. You're not staying. You're gonna be clear. And like I said, once I went to the dermatologist and I saw it slow down,
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I know this can be fixed because it's already slowing down. No, it's not better, but
Hmm.
as bad as it did. Once I got that little inch, I was like, I'm taking a whole yard.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, nope, we're not gonna keep doing this. It's clearing up. I knew you would. I had to talk to my skin like it was like it was a whole separate entity.
Right. Because of course you're like, listen, I need you to get yourself together because this is not how we do. So, with that, were you ever opposed to using natural? Because I'm a person that does skin, well, I do skincare consulting and do natural skincare products. So I'm always trying to find the natural way in healing skin versus using products that could make the situation worse, because not everything that you put in your body is okay. And then sometimes some of the chemicals that dermatologists use, even though they are FDA approved, sometimes they don't work. They can make the situation worse. Were you ever opposed of using skincare, like natural skincare products?
No, I wasn't. And like I said, I did try some natural things from like Instagram, like um a natural like baking soda scrub or sugar scrub. But like I said, at the time, I didn't have the money to keep trying things. So
Um,
once the little things that I did try on my own at home, like creating myself, didn't work, I was like, let me just go to the dermatologist.
okay, because at that point you were defeated. You're like, I gotta figure something out.
Mixing up all this stuff to try to make my skin. And even I'm not gonna lie, I was impatient because it probably would have worked, but my patients were like, "No, I can't wait this long." The
Right,
natural stuff, it wasn't giving me, it wasn't given, but it was supposed to be given. I was like, "No, we gonna go to the dermatologist and just get it over with." Because I was ready. I think at that point I was just ready for a quick fix. Like I just need you to do something. And
right. So,
I felt like it was internal. So me doing stuff externally wasn't really my thing. I was like, no, this is an internal problem.
right, right.
So
So, did you, when you're sorry, so with your dermatologist, did you have to try more than one, or did your the first one that you saw was the one that fixed the issue?
yeah, I did my research. So the first lady that I tried,
Hmm.
got their name. I want to say Dermatology of Richmond. I might be lying. I gotta look it up. But they're the first people I tried, and they had good ratings. They weren't like the best ratings, but they were the only ones with a close enough appointment for my patients.
Okay,
So I went to them, and she said the reason why I knew what she was doing might help was because she gave me something internally,
okay,
the medication, and she was like, this will stop the your skin from breaking out into, it'll start working on your system inside, then we'll go to the outside, which is what she did. She gave me the pills,
hmm,
gave me a 2 month supply of that, but like I said, I didn't do 2 months. I probably did, yeah, I didn't do 60 days. I did like 40, between
40.
45 days of the pills, because I didn't like a lot of medication, but I was willing to try anything. So I did that much of the pills, and then the rest I just did the topical stuff.
Okay. Okay, good. So that means that you started to see an initial change once she started working from the inside out.
Yeah, and oh, and also I started taking hormonal, what is it? Hormone vitamins, but that was way, way, way after. Like that was way after I tried the stuff from the dermatologist. I took the hormone vitamins, but that was a just in case it is my hormones. Because I don't know if stress would trigger some hormone problem too. So after I tried her and my skin started to slow down with the breaking out, then I got the hormone vitamin.
Okay. Okay. So now that everything has slowed down, do you still use a regimen now that you've gotten, since you've bypassed the acne and everything kind of went back to normal, resolved itself? You have the baby glow now. Do you still use a regimen?
No, I just use my regular Dr. Bronner's, my lavender Dr. Bronner's on my face like I was before I had that situation, because I don't really put anything on my face besides um that soap and a little bit of coconut oil, because my skin never needed anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't really have a regimen. Now I will say a few months ago I started using Murad, their vitamin C line, because I did have a lot of the dark spots left from when I they also use their resurfacing, because a lot of the acne that I had area
Hmm.
left. It changed the texture of my skin in this area. So I I use their resurfacing. Basically, it just smooths your. So I did try that, but that was about.
Okay. So I with that, I'm so excited that you actually found a way to resolve it and you're back to your natural self. If anyone's commenting, the best way to comment so we can see it is on my Satchel Essence Spa business page. That's where I can see all the comments. So anyone that wants to comment or get their point across or anything you want to know from Ming today, that's the best way I can see your comments. Sorry. So I have a question for you. From Cahelia, how did you get rid of the dark spots?
The Mirad. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I would let the dark spots fade on their own, but then the Mirad, the vitamin C. Let me see if I can find it. Their vitamin C line. Um, that's what I use. The face wash. That's what I use to clear up the dark spots.
Okay. And where can you find this product?
Mirad is usually in Ulta. That's the only place I've ever seen it. And let me show you what it looks like.
In Ulta Beauty?
Ulta Beauty. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Mirad Bright.
Okay. She said she missed it.
Hold on. Can you see?
Mirad. Okay, she said. What's the name?
And yeah, and it comes as a little kit.
Okay, so it's Mirad, and you can find it at Ulta Beauty.
Yeah, or you can go on their website, but I always go to Ulta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
what would you say the price? Is it cost sufficient?
the kit is now Mirad, because Mirad works, you're gonna pay a pretty price, but because it works, I didn't mind paying it. No, it's MURAD.
M. Okay, so let me see.
Yeah, Mir MURAD.
If you could show that again and hold it up for a little bit so they can be able to get a good picture of it.
My
Maybe you
screen.
can screenshot. I love screenshotting. I'm the screenshot queen.
Can you see?
Murad. Okay, so it's Murad.
Uh-huh.
Okay, is it expensive?
The kit is not expensive because you can get a kit that'll last you for about a month for $52. And that's
Oh,
a face wash, the scrub, the cream, and the sunblock. I didn't use the sunblock because I have my own sunblock, but I use the treatment, I use the scrub, and I use the serum.
okay.
A pretty good deal for $50. Now, if you want to, I did go back and buy the regular size, which the face wash was 80,
Hmm.
was 85, and the scrub was 82, but I've been using them for 4 months.
Okay. So, and Kahili said sunblock is useful for our skin as well. I find that it is. Lately, I've been getting reactions from the sun, and I've decided to use sunblock
Mm-hmm.
to help with that, and it does work. It's certain is it the SP that
Yeah,
you have to look out for? Okay.
yeah, because this kit comes with, I think, a SPF. Let me see. I think this kit has SPF 25. I
Okay.
it, but if I did use it, I would use it very lightly, and I would mix it with the moisturizer. If I
Okay.
if I didn't use it all the time, every day, but if I did use it, I would mix it with the moisturizer.
Okay. So when do you use this? Do you use the sunscreen in the winter too?
No, because remember, I never used it at all.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only went back to Murad because I remember using Murad maybe like 5, 7 years ago, probably five between 5 and 7 years ago. I used this Murad kit, and it did give me a bright glow and a youthful look. So my brain was like, "Oh yeah, go back to trying that Murad," and that's when I went back to Ulta and got the kit. And then after I ran out of the kit, I got the large sizes. So it may be expensive at the time, but a long way. So that same set that I purchased from Ulta, the $80 wash and $80 cream and the $80 serum and scrub, that was like 4 months ago. I bought that, and I still have a lot left.
Wow, that's great. That's
It's
actually good.
like you can actually invest in the product and buy the full sizes and still have it for months. Because I feel like if I spend $200 on a face care regimen, but it's $200 over the span of 4 months, that's perfect.
Right.
Yeah,
That is good. I think I'm going to definitely look into that option for my daughter. Like I said, I have a skincare product that I use that I'm going to mention at the end of the tonight's show. It takes natural products. It takes consistency, and
yeah.
that's a lot of things that we as humans we don't have is patience to be consistent. Because even for myself, so this might be a more effective treatment, well, the product to be able for her to use. So I thank you for sharing that because I didn't know that this was a product that was in the market that she can actually use. So do you think it's safe for all ages?
I think Murad, that's not their only line. They have the thing I like about them is they're targeted towards what you're trying to do for your skin. So they do have an acne kit. I didn't use it, but you can try it if you because I didn't use the acne kit because oh excuse me because I went to the dermatologist.
Okay.
But I have one for aging, one for hydration, one for yeah, they have the acne control kit. They have the brightening dark spot corrector kit. They
Mhm.
have anti-aging yeah, they have different items geared towards what you're trying to do. So I believe it should I don't think there's an age limit. Maybe not, little kids, but anywhere from 12 and up I think will be perfectly fine.
I think so too, because maybe they're doing where the hormones start to take a place in your life and they start to get crazy and then your face starts showing it. And I think like younger teens sometimes go through these things, and this could be also something that they could probably use not just for a stressor because your body actually had something during stress, but maybe just for the daily puberty and stuff that they do go through. So that's really great to know. I want to know. Oh, she said all of those choices makes it confusing. It's definitely when you're trying to find the right thing for your skin, it can take a toll on you
Yeah,
because
but
it's like trial and error.
the good is when you go to Ulta or Sephora. I believe Sephora has it too, but I just like Ulta.
Mm,
I've When you do go there, you're not on your own. Those people, I think they go through training where they pretty much are trained to learn about the product. So all you basically have to do is saying, "Hey, I feel like my skin is looking pretty old. I need help." And they'll be
right,
like, "Let's go to our anti-aging regimen," and then they'll give you those products. Or you like, my skin looks dull,
right,
then I'm trying to fight dullness and dark circles and dark spots. Then they'll do the kit that I purchased. Or if you be like, I have acne, or clearly you can see I have acne, then they'll be
right.
like, I have an acne kit.
Okay, well that's good to know. So, with all of these things that you've went through and you surpassed it and you're doing better now and you have this fantastic glow, for anyone that's having skin issues that are fighting okay, she said they're helpful but they're all Caucasian, so doesn't make me feel confident. That could also that could also take a place too.
But here,
'Cause yeah.
luckily for me, here in Richmond, the Ulta that I go to has a lot of black girls. So
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, but it just depends on where you are. But the Ulta I have gone to has a lot of black girls. So
Right.
probably is, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully that when you do go, someone's there that can kind of understand more of our ethnic background to kind of know what we need, because that is also a struggle too, because our skin types are very different. Our melanin is different.
Yeah.
So she said definitely depends. So what would you have? Thank you, Cahelia. That was definitely a good thing to understand too, that our skin types are different. What would you suggest to anyone that is having this skin issue or have went through something that could take over their body to where their skin may be affected? Do you have any like encouragement to kind of tell them, when they do go through something like this?
I think first to start by trying to figure out, like,
Cheyenne, like we're on live TV. We're on live. We're on live. Go
oh, that,
ahead.
no, but I think for me, because I didn't have acne before, it was just a little bit of a different thought process. Meaning, like, well, you had clear skin. Let's figure out where this came from, versus somebody that has always had acne. Then you might have to go through, a lifestyle change, a diet change. You might have to start cutting out things like dairy, red meat. You might have to do something like that where you're like, okay, well, let me cut this out, let me cut that out, and figure out if that's it. Um, but like I said, it just depends on how
Hmm.
your problem was created or how it came about. Like if you've had acne from the teenager all the way into adulthood, that's problematic skin. So that's
Right.
so you might have to really do a whole lifestyle change. But for somebody who has it out of a situation, then you can kind of narrow it down like, well, I didn't have it before, so maybe this is because of XYZ, like I was able to do.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That is so wonderful that you have that. I see Cahelia was laughing. Yes, we are having a good time over here because I'm on live TV and my children is saying it is now time to wind down. You had your hour of unplugged, pillow talk unplugged. It's time to roll. So anyhow, I really appreciate you tonight being on the show. And I do thank you for taking your hour out to be with us tonight and giving us some very useful advice and some great information, because now I have something to share with my teen daughter while she go through her journey of acne as well. I have a skincare product that if anyone that doesn't prefer chemical products, which I think Murad is a very good product, it helped you. I have Miracle Bar, which is a very effective soap. Use it daily, and my face serum, which both, if you are consistent, it will work. That's the part of having natural skincare products, is being consistent. So I appreciate you being on the show tonight. It was fun having you, and I want to wish you a safe delivery. So when are you actually due, Ming?
My due date is November 10th, so I'm hoping um he stays in there so I can get some things planned and work out some things before he comes out. But
Right.
if he does decide to be an October baby, I won't be upset.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm hoping either way. I know it's going to be blissful, and you are having a
Boy,
boy. All right. So you're a boy mom at that, and they're great. Boys are great. So I am so happy for you, and I am so happy for, the pregnancy and the baby coming. Hopefully, we can have another show where we can find out how it is to have your self-care and trying to be a new mommy at the same time. So if that's in the making, we will definitely have that on Pillow Talk Unplugged. But I thank everyone for tuning in. If you are looking at the bottom of my screen and you have Cahilia said congratulations, Jonathan said congratulations,
Thank
and if you are looking at the bottom of my screen, you can find Ming at Dreadhead Studio. She's located in Richmond. If you know, she's a really good loctician. She books up really, really fast.
one
So,
of the best.
right. So you have to go ahead and book on her website, on her booking site now for January or February or March or when she's returning. Do you want to let them know when you plan on finishing with your maternity leave?
October calendar is still open, but I've been telling my clients book for October, and we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Okay. All right, so if you want to catch her before she actually go out on maternity leave, please book now. She is definitely a great loctician. She'll bring you back. She'll take good care of your hair. It's I've known her personally. She does service my children and she cares about your hair. She doesn't just do the locks and just put any product in there. She actually cares. She also have a very good hair oil that she markets. So if you want to know more about her hair oil, where can they find you on social media?
Redhead Studio. Oh, I don't have a bottle of oil to show. Oh, well, let me just show you the packaging so you can see. Hold on.
Okay.
So making I'm making some more batches of oil, but this is the packaging
Oh,
for.
great.
Oh, hold on. The camera is a little weird. Hold on. There we go.
Yep, it does it to me all the time. I don't know my left from my right.
I know. This is so funny. Okay, so this is the packaging for my oil. It's my product line is Royal TLC Locks, and this
Hmm.
is my stimulating, moisturizing, and repair stimulating growth oil.
I'm telling you. Hey, Angie, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. Oh, that's a great oil. So if you want to get some of that oil, you can purchase it right in Richmond if you're local. Hopefully, you'll be able to meet with her personally and get your own bottle. And Cahilia said, all that belly. I know. She's so
I'm,
cute. Her little baby bump.
he's around. He's hungry.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for everyone that tuned in to Pillow Talk Unplugged. You have been unplugged tonight with life stressors that have caused my skin issues. And Ming was here live to tell us all about it, and I appreciate it. So stay tuned for my next show where we're going to have more to talk about. And I will post that on my social medias for you guys to tune in. That next episode will be in another 2 weeks. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night. Bye bye.